What got you to where you are is not going to get you to where you want to go. And the craziest thing is when you have extreme faith and you know that when you show up, when you do the work, it'll come. It always does. This cost me so much money to learn, but I'm gonna give it to you in this video in 6 minutes or less. So I got a bunch of money sitting around me now. I decided to film this video in my bed because it's comfy and I didn't want to sit on an uncomfy surface. So hope that's okay with you guys. When I was going through in my mind whether or not to invest into something, I always had this belief in the back of my mind that has helped and served me so much, which is a knowing that no matter what, when I invest into myself and I fully commit to it, it will work out. Granted, if the person or the course, the program I'm investing into has results and is doing what I want to be doing, is living a life that I want to be living, then yeah, it makes sense. But there's been so many times that I have put off investing into myself, or I have not given all of the energy that I could have into the program and not seen results. So in this video, I want to share that one thing that cost me $60,000 to learn, and also share my mindset around when is it a good time to invest and when is it a good time to not. So that one thing, well, I find that the people out here in Bali, the ones that have invested into themselves, the ones that are young but are so driven and disciplined, they've made huge sacrifices because they know the bigger the risk, the bigger the reward. And when they're making these huge sacrifices, are they thinking about their old self, the person that's kept them comfortable and what they've done to get them there? Or are they thinking, hey, I want to get to this point in my life, whether it's to this point in my finances, I want to be making this much, whether it's your health, I want to feel like this, I want to look like this, whether it's your relationships, I want to be able to communicate like this, I want to be able to hold conversation like this, I want to be able to meet people's needs and have an intimate relationship with others. Whatever it is, what got you to where you are is not going to get you to where you want to go. So being comfortable, staying safe, will likely, I found for myself, not be the solution to get you past your current plateau. And there has been so many moments where I have seen people skyrocket past me because I wasn't willing to invest into myself. I wasn't willing to invest into coaching and accountability. And the craziest thing is when you have extreme faith and you know that when you show up, when you do the work, it'll come. It always does. If you have any seed of doubt, if you have any seeds of beliefs that you're not worthy of this, that you're not enough, that you're not good enough, those will dwindle over time the more action that you put in. Why? Because when you invest into yourself, when you surround yourself with people who are living the life you want to live, who have achieved the things you want to achieve, who have the level of freedom that you want to have, you start to raise your value from within. You start to raise your self-worth from within. And on a subconscious level, you are now wiring your brain when you surround yourself with these people to think differently, to act differently, to move differently. Yet when you try and stay safe, when you try and do things that you've always been doing, when you try and not surround yourself with people doing better than you because you're afraid of what they'll think, you're afraid that, am I actually going to get results? Can I do this? Do I have faith in myself? You limit your growth and potential. So if you are at this stage right now in business and life and relationships and your health, and you're thinking to yourself, I know that there's untapped potential inside of me, yet I don't know how to tap into it. And you know deep down that you want to impact people, but in order for you to impact people, you first need to come from a full cup. You first need to raise your self-worth. You first need to get in the reps. It is time to invest into yourself. It is time to lay down the beliefs that have kept you stuck. They're not going to get you anywhere. You're going to stay in the same place if you do not invest into yourself, if you do not take that risk? Do you think that any of the millionaires, billionaires out there thought, yeah, I don't need anyone else's knowledge, I'll just do this by myself? Or do you think that they were the humble ones, the ones that when they went into any room, they were asking questions, the ones that were always listening, never talking more than they knew they should be? But the truth is, love, most people won't do this. And the reason is because it requires a sacrifice. It requires discipline. It requires letting go, shedding layers, and metamorphosis. And most people are not willing to let go of the things that have kept them comfortable for so long, so they can step into that new version, the version of themselves that they have been called to be. And so because of that, their untapped potential will lay dormant, and for generations, they could have been the one in their family that made a change, for so many other lives. But because they weren't willing to take that one risk, all of these lives will not be touched. All of these lives will not be inspired. You have the power to inspire others and to make change in the world. So it's up to you. What will you do? What will you choose? To sink into fear or to rise to the level of the potential that you have? Love you.